Imagine, for a moment, looking at a cherished photograph. Maybe it's your wedding day, or your grandchild taking their very first steps. Now imagine that beautiful, crisp image slowly starting to fade, the edges blurring, the vibrant colors turning dull. We often think this is an unavoidable part of getting older. But what if I told you that the toast and jam you had for breakfast, or the convenient dinner you picked up last night, could be the very things dimming the light? What if the biggest threat to your precious eyesight isn't your age, but what's on your plate? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover 3 surprisingly common foods that are silently damaging your vision, and more importantly, what you can do about it, starting today. Hello, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us. The fear of losing our vision is something that touches many of us deeply. It's not just about seeing, it's about maintaining our independence, being able to drive to see friends, read a good book on a rainy afternoon, or see the smile on a loved one's face without struggle. We're often told that fading eyesight is just another box to tick on the checklist of aging, but the science is telling us a different, more hopeful story. It's telling us that we have more power than we think, and that power starts right at the end of our fork. Today, we're not going to talk about complicated medical jargon or impossible-to-follow diets. We're going to talk about 3 everyday food groups that have been scientifically shown to contribute to the leading causes of vision loss in seniors, like macular degeneration and cataracts. The good news is once you know what they are, you can start making simple, powerful choices to protect your sight for years to come. So, let's pull back the curtain on the first and perhaps most widespread culprit hiding in your pantry. It's the world of refined carbohydrates and sugars. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Here we go again, another lecture about sugar. But I want you to think about it in a new way, specifically for your eyes. When you eat things like white bread, fluffy pastries, sugary breakfast cereals, pasta, and drink sodas and sweetened juices, your body gets a massive, rapid flood of sugar. This spike in blood sugar is a problem for your entire body, but your eyes are uniquely vulnerable. Here's why. Think about what happens when you heat sugar in a pan. It turns brown, gets sticky, and caramelizes, right? A similar but much slower and more destructive process happens inside your body. It's called glycation. These excess sugar molecules attach themselves to proteins, creating harmful new molecules called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. Your lens, the part of your eye that focuses light, is made almost entirely of protein. When AGEs form there, they can cause the proteins to become stiff, brittle, and cloudy. What does that sound like? You guessed it, cataracts. It's literally like the lens of your eye is slowly being caramelized. Furthermore, this constant inflammation and the damage from AGEs can also harm the tiny, delicate blood vessels in your retina, the light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye. This can directly contribute to the progression of age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, the leading cause of severe vision loss in people over 60. It's a slow, silent process. You don't feel it happening after you eat a cookie, but over years and decades, the cumulative effect can be devastating. So, what's the simple switch? It's not about banning carbs forever. It's about choosing the slow, steady ones. Think whole grains that are rich in fiber, like 100% whole wheat bread, brown rice, quinoa, and old-fashioned oats. Instead of a sugary cereal, try a bowl of oatmeal with fresh berries. The fiber slows down the sugar release, preventing those damaging spikes. It's a small change on your plate that makes a world of difference to the delicate structures inside your eyes. All right, let's move on from the sweet to the greasy. The second food group silently sabotaging your sight is foods high in unhealthy fats, specifically trans fats and an excess of omega-6 fatty acids. Fats have gotten a bad rap over the years, but the truth is your body, and especially your eyes, need fat to function. The retina, in particular, has a very high concentration of healthy omega-3 fatty acids. But, and this is a big but, the type of fat you consume is critically important. Trans fats, the artificial fats often listed on labels as partially hydrogenated oils, are a disaster for your blood vessels. They were invented to make foods last longer on the shelf, but they dramatically shorten the health of your arteries. Think of the blood vessels in your eyes as the tiniest, most delicate garden hoses you could imagine. Trans fats act like sludge, promoting inflammation and plaque buildup that can clog these tiny vessels. When blood flow to the retina is compromised, it starves the cells of oxygen and nutrients, directly increasing the risk and worsening the effects of macular degeneration. Where are these fats hiding? They're in many commercially baked goods like cookies, cakes, and crackers. They're in stick margarine, fried fast foods, and frozen pizzas. Have you ever looked at a food label and felt completely overwhelmed? A simple rule is to scan for the words partially hydrogenated oil. If you see that, it's best to put it back on the shelf. At the same time, most modern Western diets are overloaded with omega-6 fatty acids, found in oils like corn, soybean, and sunflower oil, which are used in countless processed foods. While we need some omega-6s, when the ratio is way out of balance with anti-inflammatory omega-3s, it creates a constant state of inflammation in the body, and your eyes bear the brunt of that inflammation. The empowering swap is to consciously invite healthy fats to the party. Replace margarine with a small amount of real butter, or even better, use olive oil for cooking and dressings. Make a conscious effort to eat sources of omega-3s, like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, walnuts, and flax seeds. Just 2 servings of fatty fish a week can have a profound, protective effect on your vision. It's like sending in a cleaning crew for those tiny garden hoses in your eyes. Now for our third and final culprit, one that might surprise you because it's not just in junk food. It's excess sodium, especially from processed and packaged foods. We all know that too much salt can lead to high blood pressure or hypertension. But have you ever stopped to think about what high blood pressure is actually doing inside your body? Imagine taking that tiny, delicate garden hose we just talked about and hooking it up to a high-pressure fire hydrant. The force would be immense, damaging the hose itself. That's exactly what high blood pressure does to the fragile blood vessels in your retina. This condition is called hypertensive retinopathy. The sustained high pressure can damage the vessel walls, causing them to leak fluid or blood into the retina, which can lead to blurred vision and, in severe cases, total vision loss. It can also damage the optic nerve, the main cable connecting your eye to your brain. The tricky part about sodium is that most of it doesn't come from the salt shaker on our table. Over 70% of the sodium we consume comes from processed and packaged foods. Things that don't even taste particularly salty can be loaded with it. Canned soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, bottled sauces, and even bread can be significant sources. Companies use it as a cheap preservative and flavor enhancer. It's a stealthy ingredient that adds up quickly throughout the day. So, how do you fight back? Start by flipping over the package. Look at the sodium content on the nutrition label. A simple act of comparing 2 cans of soup or 2 brands of bread can help you cut your sodium intake significantly. The best strategy, though, is to cook at home more often when you can. This puts you in complete control. Instead of salt, experiment with a world of flavor from herbs and spices. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, rosemary, thyme, a squeeze of lemon juice. These can make your food taste incredible without putting your eyes under pressure. So, there we have it. The 3 main culprits: refined sugars and carbs that caramelize the delicate parts of your eyes, unhealthy trans fats that clog the vital blood supply, and excess sodium that puts your entire visual system under damaging pressure. Now, I want to be perfectly clear. Hearing all this can feel a little overwhelming, maybe even a bit scary. You might be thinking about all the meals you've eaten over the years. Please, Let go of any guilt. This is not about blame or perfection. It's about knowledge and intention. It's not about never having a piece of birthday cake again. It's about understanding the pattern and shifting the balance. It's about making the next choice a little better than the last one. Your vision is one of your most precious gifts. It connects you to the world, to your hobbies, and to the people you love. Protecting it is one of the greatest acts of self-care you can perform, and it starts with these small, conscious decisions you make in your kitchen and at the grocery store. You have the power to nourish your eyes from the inside out. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I truly hope you found this helpful and empowering. If this information resonated with you, please consider giving this video a like. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear this message.